What's up, family? Welcome to another episode of Mediazewtv. And in this episode, we ask the million-dollar question: is Tupac Shakur still alive? Now, me personally, I think Tupac left us a long time ago. But his legacy and his memory lives on in all of us. But let me know what you all think down in the comments. And go ahead and hit that like, share, and subscribe button. It goes a long way to help the channel. Let's go.
Theory 4. Tupac faked his death. The theory says that on September 13, 1996, Tupac didn't actually die from the bullets that tore through him in Las Vegas. Instead, he pulled off the greatest disappearing act in rap history, staging his own death to escape enemies, slipping away in the chaos, and living out the rest of his life in exile. And if you ask the diehards, they'll tell you exactly where he went: Cuba.
Tupac actually escaping from the University Medical Center here in Vegas and relocating to New Mexico, getting protection from the Navajo tribe. I mean, you can write a fiction story, but this is not fiction. This is facts through certain people that I know.
Now, the foundation of this theory starts with Tupac himself. In the last year of his life, while sitting in prison, he reinvented himself under a new alias, Machiavelli, and this wasn't some random nickname. It was a deliberate nod to Niccolo Machiavelli, the 16th century Italian thinker whose book, The Prince, became a Bible of political survival. Why does that matter? Because in those pages, Machiavelli famously wrote about the tactical advantage of faking your own death to fool your enemies. To Pac's fans, that was a blueprint. And just weeks after his supposed death, Pac's first posthumous album dropped, The Don Killuminati, The 7-Day Theory. For believers, that title wasn't just an album, it was scripture. They dove headfirst into it, looking for hidden meaning. First off, they pointed to the album, which features a design by Ronald Risky Brent of Tupac as Jesus Christ on the cover, who returned from the dead after his crucifixion. They also found a pattern of sevens that felt impossible to ignore. He was shot on September 7th. He was 25 years old. 2 + 5 = 7. His official time of death was 4:03 p.m. Add that up and it's another 7. He supposedly survived for 7 days in the hospital, though officially it was 6. Suddenly, 7 became this mystical number, a prophecy of his planned return. Fans even circled July 7, 2007 as the day Tupac would rise again. Thousands waited, that date came and went, Pac never showed. But the theory didn't fade, it only grew. Then there's the way his death was handled, or rather how strangely it wasn't. One of the most famous men on the planet, gunned down in Vegas, and yet there was no public funeral, no massive memorial, nothing you'd expect for someone of his stature. To make it stranger, he was cremated the day after his death. No public viewing, no chance for closure. Just ashes that became their own mystery when his crew, the Outlaws, claimed they smoked some of them with weed in a tribute. Later, his family said that story wasn't true. So what happened to the remains? Nobody really knows. Even the official paperwork doesn't line up. The coroner's report listed Tupac as 6 feet tall and 215 pounds. Anyone who'd ever seen Pac knew that wasn't right. He was about 5'7" and much slimmer. So whose body were they measuring? And why did it happen so fast? To make things even more bizarre, there's a story that the man who cremated Tupac's body was paid $3 million by Suge Knight and then vanished into thin air, retiring immediately, like he was part of the plan. And if Pac really wanted to disappear, where better than Cuba? That's where the theory gets its backbone. His aunt, Assata Shakur, a Black Panther legend, had already been living in Cuba since 1984 after escaping prison in New Jersey. She's been protected under asylum ever since, untouchable to U.S. authorities. If there was one place on earth Tupac could hide safely, it would be right there, under the wing of family, shielded by Castro's Cuba. Some people even claim to have direct knowledge. Michael Nice, who said he worked security for Pac, swore that he helped smuggle the rapper to Havana, supposedly with help from Castro himself. Naughty by Nature's Treach, one of Tupac's close friends, was once caught on a hot mic after an interview casually saying, "Last time I saw him, he was in Cuba." And that idea has had such a grip on the culture that rappers like Eminem and Kendrick Lamar have dropped bars about it, keeping the whispers alive. But it's not just logistics. For believers, the biggest evidence comes straight from Pac's music. His lyrics have always had this haunting, prophetic quality, as if he knew what was coming. On Ain't Too Hard to Find, he rapped, "I heard rumors, I died, murdered in cold blood, dramatized, but that was fiction, some coward got the story twisted." On Better Days, he spits, "Expect me like you expect Jesus to come back, I'm coming." And then there's the intro to Bomb First. If you listen close, some fans swear you can hear a faint voice whispering, "Suge shot me." And speaking of Suge, his role in this theory is massive. He was driving the car when Pac was shot. He saw everything. For years, people have asked him directly what really happened that night, and his answers are never clear. In 2017, speaking from prison, Suge said, "With Pac, you never know." He even recalled laughing and joking with Pac in the hospital, confused about how he went from doing good to doing bad overnight. He opened that same interview by saying, when Pac died, if he really did. Even his son is added fuel, claiming Pac is alive and hiding in Malaysia. Now the other side is simple. Officially, Tupac Shakur is dead. The Las Vegas police, the hospital staff, and most importantly, his mother, Afina Shakur, all confirmed it. The first officer on the scene, Chris Carroll, described holding Pac in his final moments, asking who shot him, and Pac summoning the strength to look him dead in the eye and say, "F you." Those were his last words.
He was getting the breath together to tell me, and he looked me right in the eyes. We looked at each other and he said, "F you." And he said it just like that, with the emphasis on that F.
And the skeptics point out the obvious. If Tupac really did escape, how has he managed to stay hidden for almost 3 decades? The idea that one of the most famous men on earth could disappear completely is almost harder to believe than the fact that he's gone.
Ay, candy stove, sweet like sugar. Down south, shot it, she a looker. Ay, from the dirty, let us cook it.